want to start with your feet hip width apart and punch across the center line of the body to warm up. So make sure you have a slight bend into the knees, the belly button's pulled in and up, and we're crossing across the center line. We're going to go for double punches and single punches. We're then going to do single knees, bringing the leg up and punching across towards the opposite knee. We're going to stay with one side and then switch to the other side. Then we're going to go back to your punches, crossing the center line of the body and making it bigger as you get warmer. Let's take it back to those knees, again doing one side and then the other. After the knees, we're going to go into your squats, taking it down, down, up, up with punches across the center line. Make sure you keep your weight back into the heels, and again we're going across the center line of the body, keeping everything sinking down and squeezing up in the legs. Back to the punches, just across the body. Starting the whole sequence again into your double punches, and this time straight into your squats, down and up. Now we're going back to your knees. Just 4 to each side. For our next move, we're going to be facing diagonally towards the corner of the room. And we're going to make sure that the back heel is going to lift slightly so we can punch across the body from behind and in front. Then we switch sides. It's a mini lunge position and the back heel is lifted. Taking a couple of deep breaths up and down. Let's add a squat into those breaths. So taking it down into a squat and breathing all the way up above your head. We're then going to pause into those squats and just pulse it out, warming up the legs, making sure the bottom is sinking back and the weight is back into the heels. Turn your toes out wide, press the knees slightly back to stretch through those inner thighs. And then we'll take those shoulders down, taking the shoulder between the knees and rotating through the waist. Taking the chest down between the knees and then rebuild, rolling down, rebuilding, warming up through the spine. You should be feeling warmer now and we'll get into our main sequence. Let's start on that angle again. Arms up nice and high, and we're going to punch the back arm across towards the corner of the room, making sure again we lift the back heel so we can rotate round and punch across that center line. Use the core by pulling in and up. Then let's switch sides. So again, set your position so one leg is back, one leg is forward, slightly on that angle. And we're taking that back arm, punching across the center line and rotating, making sure you lift the heel and rotate that back knee so you're not twisting the knee. Move yourself back to that first side, and this time we're moving into our jumping jacks on a diagonal. So again, this is your higher option. As you jump out into that jumping jack, you're going just on the angle towards the corner or the sides of the room. Your easier option is simply a tap, so opening out to the side and just tapping the foot. If you want to, taking it back to those full jumping jacks, opening out to the corner or to the sides of the room. Going back to a punch. Again, the back arm, the back leg are working and you're stabilizing on the front leg. Switching sides and again, finding that rotation. Then we'll go back to our jumping jacks. Heart rate should be coming up and you should be feeling this. Back to the punches one more time on each side, and then we're going to pause into the center, into your squat position with the legs and punching across the center line of the body. With a bend into the knees, you're then going to bring one knee across as you continue to cross the center line of the body with your punches and bringing the knee up. Now let's go to a squat position. Again, taking the weight back into the heels, squeezing the bottom as you come up and out of that squat. Heart rate again just stabilizes here and we're working through. Back to the top, stepping one leg back, finding that rotation across the center line of the body. And then switching sides. Back to your jumping jacks. And back across the center line of the body into those crossovers and eventually adding in that single leg lift. Now let's go to your squats, taking it down and up, squeezing down the back of the legs. Staying here for a few more reps before we go through the routine again. Now let's go into your stretch. So hug one leg in and extend one leg out and along the floor. The leg that you have hugged in, extend it up towards the ceiling and bring your hands behind the leg. You might grab a yoga strap or a dressing gown belt and place it around the toe, or maybe you can reach up and reach the foot. Then switch sides.
That baseline move, yeah. Let that baseline move, yeah.
Then find your way up to a seated position and reach over those legs to stretch through your hamstrings. Find your way around so you can come into your quad stretch. Find a zigzag position with the legs, lean over to one side and grab the foot to guide the leg back, squeezing the glutes to open out through the hip and the front of the thigh. Then when you're ready, switching sides, bringing those legs around and finding that quad stretch on the other side. Find your way to a comfortable seated position. Your legs might be crossed or extended. Find what feels good for you. Bringing the arm across the body and giving it a hug. Stretching across the arm and the shoulders. When you are ready, you can shake out those arms and reach them out to the sides, stretching into the waist as you reach over and find the length. Then switching sides. And then finding a way to round through the back, stretch through the spine, and then lift through the heart. Interlace your fingers behind your back, stretch through the chest, or maybe place your hands down behind you and open out the heart.